All right, let's see here. All right. Just making sure this is up. Gotta make sure everything's all good. That's a hit. You get 2 people on base. That works. That's going to set it for Mookie, and it's going to set it for Freddie, potentially. Good look by him. On Mookie. Oof. It's a good inning to do something, guys. Let me see what I could take away. I could take that. There we go. We can do that. Get ourselves ready for this discussion. It's going to be kind of a weird discussion. That's a hit. All right, they're going to get Ohtani, so that's fine. But you do have someone at point. Can they get one out of his? Can they get one out of this? What's going on, everybody? This is going to be kind of an interesting stream for me. Cannot even lie. It's kind of an interesting stream for me because I'm doing this while the World Series is happening. Game 4 between the Yankees and the Dodgers. Watching my team. We are in scoring position. It's a 5-3 game in the 5th inning. Is that a base hit? No, is that a double? Is that a double? Damn it! All right, let me get back to this. Let me just are they going to challenge this? Sorry, let me just see this. Did he get saved? If this is safe, that's a run. Oh, that's safe! He's safe! He's safe! He's safe! That's a run! He's safe! That's a run! He's safe! That is a run! He's safe! His foot is on... No, that's safe. He's safe. That's a run. He's safe. That's a run. That's a run. That's a run. Who's winning the World Series? Dodgers are up 3-0. The Yankees are on their last legs. They're up 5-3 right now. But if this challenge should be this is a good challenge. This should be reversed. He's safe. Bro, he's safe. He's safe. Look at what he... No, bro, he's safe. He's safe. That's a run. That's a run. It should be a 1-run game now. Freddie is safe. They're going to challenge us. But yeah, what's going on, guys? It's going to be that type of live stream because I'm watching the World Series right now. So, it's going to be kind of a half-half thing. But, yeah, I had to talk about this because the Ravens actually made a move hold on. There it is. He's safe. That's a run. It should be a 5-4 game. So that's 2 outs. But it's a 1-run game. Freddie got the hit. Man, this is really funny. This is really funny. Freddie is dealing with an injured ankle, and he runs faster than Stanton. With an injured ankle, he can run faster than Stanton. That's funny. That's funny. Anyway, the Ravens actually did something I didn't expect them to do. They traded for a wide receiver. That kind of surprised me. All right, Teoscar is coming up, but we got a commercial break. Let me talk about this. So, yeah, the Ravens actually did something that I didn't expect them to do, and that was trade for a wide receiver. That kind of shocked me. That legitimately shocked me. I was not expecting the Ravens to trade for a wide receiver. That actually surprised me, and that brought my attention. That really, it brought my attention to EDC now. Because now I'm thinking, okay, he's awake. Because he's willing to make a move. He's awake. The man is awake. The man is awake. That's all we needed to know. You're awake. Are you going to do something? The deadline's in a week. Do something. Well, the Ravens actually did something. In all honesty, this isn't a huge trade. This isn't a needle mover. But it at least shows DeCosta's actually active in the trade deadline. And in fact, this trade affects nothing in terms of making a big move for the Ravens. If you look at the Ravens right now, there's a clear issue. There's two spots that need to be figured out. The pass rushing unit and the secondary. You need a legitimate edge rusher, and you need a legitimate safety. You need a safety to pair up alongside Kyle Hamilton, and you need an edge rusher to come in. A dominant force that can help out an Ngakoue and help out a Kyle Van Noy. Really, you need an edge rusher that's going to be the guy. You can't just get a guy. The edge rusher you're going to get has to be the guy. So those are the two main needs for the defense. The offense didn't really need anything, but if there's an aspect of need that you looked at, it was the receiving core. I mean, we came into the season saying there was an element that needed to be improved on, and it was the receiving core for depth purposes. You have Zay Flowers, you have Rashad Bateman. Those are your two guys for the most part. But you need to have that extra depth. You know, Nelson Aguilar has been fine for us, but you don't want Nelson Aguilar to be your wide receiver 3. You want to have somebody that's better. Well, the Ravens agree on that. And if you've seen what's been happening right now, game's back on. If you've seen what's been happening right now around the league, injuries are happening. Injuries are happening, and receivers are dropping. If you've heard the news today, wide receiver Stephon Diggs for the Houston Texans, he tore his ACL. Yeah, all right, that's going to end that. All right, it's fine. We got to run. We're slowly getting into this. We'll head into the bottom of the 5th. Hopefully, it's a bullpen game, so it's annoying. Hopefully, we can hold them back, but it's a 5-4 game. I'm fine with it. I don't even know who's coming up at bat for the Yankees. But, yeah. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, that is your wide receiver duo. That's fine. Nelson Aguilar is decent. He's okay. But you don't want that to be your wide receiver 3. Not to mention, like I said, the depth. If you heard the news, Stephon Diggs, Texas wide receiver, tore his ACL. He's out for the season. They're also missing Nico Collins right now. He was dealing with a hamstring injury. He's expected to be back week 10. We'll see. We will see if he will be back. But the Texans need him. Right now, they probably should be one of the main people looking for a wide receiver. Because now that you've lost Diggs for the season, and you don't know what you're going to get from Nico Collins coming back, because hamstring injuries can be very tricky. That just leaves you with Tank Dell. You've got to figure something out. The Texans should be on the phone right now trying to get a receiver. If you've looked at the AFC, 4 teams have loaded up on receivers. The Jets went and got Devontae Adams. The Bills got Amari Cooper. The Chiefs got DeAndre Hopkins. And we just got Diontae Johnson. So you've got to make a move in the AFC, especially for the Texans. But for the Ravens, going to get Diontae Johnson basically solves any issues you have with any sort of depth in the wide receiver position. At this point now, there's nothing. There's no problems with the offense. Other than the offensive line, which isn't a situation where you need to go trade for a lineman. It's more of, when are you going to put your pride aside, Harbaugh, and get Faalele out this lineup? Like, when are you going to put your pride aside? Are you willing to hurt the team's chances by keeping Faalele in when film is clearly showing he's not ready? If he's ever going to be ready. He's not doing well. He's not doing well. Todd Monken is disguising it. Faalele should not be in the starting lineup for the O-line. We all know it, but Harbaugh's pride refuses to let him put in Ben Cleveland. It's showcasing itself on a week-to-week basis. That's why Harbaugh's going to cost his team a chance to win a ring, but that's beside the point. In terms of your weapons, you've got nothing to complain about. This is the best group Lamar's had in his career. It's the best group. This is the most amount of talent that Lamar Jackson's had. You've got Derrick Henry in the backfield. Keaton Mitchell will be coming back soon, so he'll get to have that 1-2 combo, which will allow the Ravens to still run the football the way they want to, while also taking the load off of Derrick Henry and not give him too many carries. You still got Justice Hill you could use in the backfield as one of your backs in the passing game. You've got a Mark Andrews. You've got an Isaiah Likely. You've got a Zay Flowers. Rashad Bateman is solid. Now you got Diontae Johnson. There should be no complaints about the talent that the Ravens have offensively. You should have no problems. With this talent, you can go win a Super Bowl. But it takes a whole team effort to do so, which is why you have to look to the defense. I'm not mad at the Diontae Johnson trade. In fact, I'm happy for it because of how the Ravens pulled it off. It wasn't a situation where they had given up anything big. Because when I saw this trade, I wanted to know what they gave up for it. Trading for Diontae Johnson when you don't necessarily need a receiver. Oh, Aaron Judge is up. Aaron Judge is up. Aaron Judge is up. Tommy, what the hell? Tommy! Oh my God, Tommy, that's your second error of the World Series. That should have been an easy ground out. That's the second time, Tommy. That's the second time. That's an easy ground out. Both of this dude's hits in the World Series have been resulted in Tommy Edmonds' error. Come on, man. Anyway, yeah. What was I talking about? Yeah, offensively, you don't really have a problem other than the O-line. But this is the most amount of talent. This talent is good enough to go help you win the Super Bowl. The question comes to the defense. And the reason I wasn't mad about the Diontae Johnson one, I was fine with it, I was happy for it, is because of what they gave up. And I wanted to know what they gave up. Did they give up too much capital? Because you still have to go and make a move to go get a defensive player. Turns out they gave up virtually nothing. The Ravens traded away their 5th round pick to get a 6th round pick in Diontae Johnson. So basically, the Panthers traded away a wide receiver to move up in the 5th round. To move up on day 3. They traded away a receiver so they can move up from the 6th round to the 5th round. So the Ravens gave up virtually nothing. They just moved down on day 3 of the draft. And then they got a receiver for depth. That's a steal. I don't know what the Panthers are doing. They're just giving away players for free. They literally gave them for free. The Ravens didn't lose anything. They gave up a 5th rounder and just moved down in the draft to a 6th. They didn't lose any draft picks. So they got Diontae Johnson for virtually nothing. I'm fine with that. You solve your depth problems. That basically means you have the opportunity to come out here and go make a splash play for a defensive player. He lost none of his draft picks. He didn't lose any major capital. You didn't lose no players. You didn't lose no draft picks. So you have all the capabilities to put together a package to get some defensive player here. There's 2 main spots. You need a pass rusher. You need a safety. If you can get that edge rusher, and it can't be any simple edge rusher. The edge rusher we saw the Chiefs get, that's fine. I'm not even saying they should have pursued it. Ravens fans looked at that and said, man, why aren't we going to get, no, we didn't need him. That's not the guy. He's a guy. The Chiefs, that's a great deal for Kansas City. Kansas City already has their guy. His name is Chris Jones. That is a depth piece that's going to add to their front 7. He's going to add to their pass rush. They already have the guy. They just added a guy. The Ravens can't afford to add a guy. They have to go get the guy. Whether they're getting the guy as an edge rusher or they're going to go get the guy at safety to pair up with another one of the guys they have in... Did they just walk Jazz? Oh my God, they're just messing up right now. No outs, 2 people on base. Come on, it's a 1-run game. I hate bullpen games. You're just giving it. Well, I mean, of course, we are willing to give the Yankees an opportunity here. But, man, you live with the bullpen game. And now Stanton's back up. Oh, Jesus, Giancarlo. You just know he's going to hit something here. And they're going to score. You just know it's coming. Dog, if he hits this out the park, I'm going to be pissed off. All right, that was a foul I was about to say. Anyway, yeah, you got to go get the guy. You've got to go get the guy. Either a safety or a pass rusher. You have to get one of those 2. I've seen other people say go get a corner. And while I do agree in some cases, I don't think corner is one of the necessary aspects that need to be fixed. Because the problem is they can't cover the middle of the field. If we're talking about covering the outside, they've done a good job. Nate Wiggins has done a good job. He's getting better as a rookie. Marlon Humphrey, he's been the best corner on this team by far. He's been playing at a Pro Bowl level. He's been playing damn near at an All-Pro level. So Marlon Humphrey's your best corner. Nate Wiggins has been solid and he continues to improve. So he's been fine. Your 2 best corners have been fine. So I don't look at the corner position and say, oh yeah, we got to go get a corner. No. I look at the point that really is poor. The safety position and the edge rushing position. You've got to go get a safety. Because the way they like to use Kyle Hamilton, they want to use him like a Swiss Army knife. Oh, he struck him out. He struck Stanton out. All right, Stanton, head back to the dugout. Head back to the dugout. This is where y'all gotta be clutch, man. They got 2 people on base. You can't afford to mess this up. I can't believe it. Oh no, wait a minute. Who's up next? Who's up after Stanton? No way it's Volpe. No way it's Volpe who hit that grand slam earlier on. Who's up next? Oh no, it's Rizzo. Okay. But yeah, you've got to go get a safety specifically because the way they like to use Kyle Hamilton, they basically like to use him like a Swiss Army knife. They want to play him all over the field. Kyle Hamilton can't play all over the field and then cover up for the rest of the safety's liabilities. You can't you just can't. You can't expect him to do that. He's one person. You're asking for too much. So, in order for Kyle Hamilton to be Kyle Hamilton, you've got to have greatness in the safety position. And you've not had greatness there. He has not had the proper help. So, what do? You go and get a safety. Where could you look to get a safety? Well, you go to the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, Budda Baker's right there. I'm just saying, if you're looking. Budda Baker's one. I've seen people talk about Marshawn Lattimore, though I doubt you'd be able to afford him. You'd probably stick with the Saints and say, go get Tyrann Mathieu. The Honey Badger. I've seen a few names come up here. Oh, that's easy. That's an out. Okay. Let's get back in this. He's not going to third. That's 2 outs. Let's get out of this clean, man. But, yeah. You got to go out and get yourself a safety. You get a Budda Baker. You get a Marshawn Lattimore. Potentially, you get a Tyrann Mathieu. You get somebody to come here and help Kyle Hamilton. The other aspect you got to look at is a pass rusher. Now, I'm going to be honest. For a pass rusher, I don't know how much is out there. At least for safety, you could look at a Budda Baker. You could look at a Marshawn Lattimore. You can look at you can look at a Tyrann Mathieu. You've got options at safety that they could look at. Pass rushers, I don't know how much you can look at. Because the number one name everyone wants to throw out is Max Crosby. But are you sure the Raiders will even want to trade him? Are you sure the Raiders want to trade Max Crosby? The owner himself came out and said they have no interest in trading Max Crosby. When the owner says that, are you sure? And you can sit back and say for the right deal, they'll accept. No, we have seen this. That's out. All right, clean 3. Yep, clean. Let's go into the 6th inning. It's a 1-run game. We should be fine. Clean 5th inning. We didn't give up any runs. You had 2 guys on base. You clutched up there. Good job. Man, bullpen games are so frustrating. You got no Yamamoto out there. You don't have Jack Flaherty. You don't have Buehler. You don't have your main guys out there. I hate bullpen games. You're essentially saying, hey, we got to rest our guys because we played them in the first 3 games. Here's a free game for you. When you're up 3-0, you can make those type of decisions. If not, there's a good chance that Yamamoto. If it was like a 2-1 series, Yamamoto's probably playing right now. He's probably pitching. But again, you played Yamamoto in game 1. You played Jack Flaherty in game 2. You played Buehler yesterday. You just have to have a bullpen game today. If we somehow end up going back to LA for game 5, you'll probably just put Yamamoto there for game 5. But hopefully not. It's a 1-run game. We got plenty of time. But yeah, for Max Crosby, are you sure Max Crosby are you sure the owner is going to be willing to let Max Crosby go? Because we saw this last year. We tried to trade for Derrick Henry to go win a Super Bowl. The Titans came up, negotiated with us, and a deal was potentially placed for Derrick Henry. Or at least a deal was in the work. The owner vetoed it. We nearly had Derrick Henry, and the Titans owner vetoed it because he wanted to make sure they had Derrick Henry go off into the sunset as a Titan to just enjoy those last moments. So are you sure the Raiders are going to trade away Max Crosby when the owner himself says they're not? He can easily sit back and veto it. Because it's not about the front office. It's not about the GM. The front office, the GM, they could all want to sit back and negotiate and talk. But if the owner says no, he's going to say no. I don't care what price you throw up. If the owner says, I want him to stay, he's going to stay. You could throw up whatever package you want. It's not going to matter. The Ravens had Derrick Henry getting ready to pack his bags and heading to Baltimore last year. The owner said, no, I want Derrick Henry to finish out this season, so I'm going to let him finish out the season. No. If the owners already came out in the letter and said, Max Crosby's going nowhere, then guess what? Max Crosby's not going anywhere. It doesn't matter what the player wants to do or how the player feels about it. If the owner himself has said, I'm not giving up Max Crosby's going to stay. Whether he wants to stay or not, whether he doesn't want to be a part of a rebuild, that's a different conversation. If the owner says he doesn't want to trade away a player, guess what? That player's going nowhere. It doesn't matter how disgruntled that player is. He'll stay. He'll stay. If the owner wants him to stay, he's going to stay. If the GM wants him to stay, that can work out because you can convince the GM. You're not convincing an owner that wants to keep a player. I'm sorry. Good luck with that. If he wants Max Crosby to stay, Max Crosby ain't going to get traded. You better hope somebody, I don't know who's in the inner circle of the Raiders owners. You better hope somebody can sit down, have a chat with them, and try to convince them. But 9 times out of 10, when the owner says they want something, they're going to get it because they're the owner. So if he wants Max Crosby to stay, Max Crosby's going to stay. And you've got a week. It's not like you got plenty of time. You've got a week. So good luck. Good luck. That's all I got to say to that. Good luck trying to get Max Crosby. There's still individuals you can look at, like a Zadarius Smith. Unfortunately, I don't think the Browns are going to be interested in doing a trade with us for Zadarius Smith, but I know he's definitely on the chopping block because I still think Cleveland's going to probably make a trade or two to just get some draft capital. So Zadarius Smith is definitely one of the names, but I'm really looking around. I don't even know how much you can really look and say, oh, they can get this guy or get that guy. Everyone's really pressing for Max Crosby. We already know the Lions are going to be on any type of deal because they already lost Aiden Hutchinson. So they're going to be looking to get a Max Crosby to replace him. They're going to probably have the best package anyone is because they're not afraid to give up draft picks. They'll probably give up a first-round draft pick. They'll give up whatever. So good luck trying to outbid the Lions. But I just don't think the Raiders are going to be willing to negotiate Max Crosby if the owner said no. That's where the issue comes in. If it was a GM, you can negotiate. But the owner saying no, I don't know about that. So the Ravens are going to have to figure it out. You've got to go negotiate. I'm trying to think of some of the bad teams. Obviously, I think the 2 names I could throw out, well, number 1 is Zadarius Smith. Don't think the Browns are going to want to do it. Number 2, why doesn't EDC double dip? Go double dip. Go double dip. I think you should go double dip. You already got Diontae Johnson. Why don't you go ask them, hey, how you guys feeling about Clowney? Can we get Jadeveon Clowney back? He was here last year. Let's see if we can get Clowney back. I think Zadarius Smith and Jadeveon Clowney are your 2 best choices to pick. But there are other choices you could definitely make. I saw something about this earlier on, and people talking about Miami potentially looking to trade some guys away. I mean, Tyreek Hill was definitely a name they threw up in that, but let's be real. They're not trading away Tyreek Hill. I didn't even remember he was on the team. But yeah, he's still there with the Dolphins. Perfect situation for the Ravens because you can probably get him on a cheaper deal. You go out there and you get Calais Campbell. It doesn't solve your issues it doesn't solve your issues with the pass rushing unit, but it will allow you to get a 2-for-1 because I think they should go after both safety and pass rusher. If you go out there and you get a Budda Baker or a Marshawn Lattimore or you get the Honey Badger and then you settle by getting yourself a Calais Campbell, honestly, you've done your job. Man, Max Muncy can't hit anything in this World Series. They've been striking him out all postseason. Oh my goodness. They've been striking him out all World Series, but in the postseason, he's been struggling to hit something. Oh my God. This should be, who's this going to be? Kike Hernandez next? Yep, Kike Hernandez. I know I line up. Even though we changed it, but yeah, Kike Hernandez is up next. He's been good. But yeah, I would sit back and say Yeah, my two biggest picks to really look at is Zadarius Smith and Jadeveon Clowney. I think those are your two best choices. I don't know if the Raiders are going to give up Max Crosby, but if they are willing to have a conversation, hey, go after Max Crosby. But the owner doesn't look like he's interested in that. So I'd probably sit back and say, you go out and get a Buda Baker or Marshawn Lattimore. Then you settle and you get Calais Campbell from the Dolphins. And honestly, at that point, you do that, you've done your job if you're Eric DeCosta. Because there's nothing else you can do in that point. You want to go get the guy at pass rusher, but if you get the guy at safety, and then you get a nice quality piece to add to the pass rushing unit, who's been here before, who's been great, he's solid, you know what he can do, and he can block field goals because he's gigantic. Hey, that can work out. That can absolutely work out if you're the Ravens. So they've got to go and press to go get. I really want to see them press and go get a pass rusher and a safety. I think that'd be the best possible scenario for you. If you can go get both, you put yourself in a good position. But I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out for the most part. Anyway, it's all good. It's good to see Eric DeCosta still awake and conscious and is actually making moves. That's the good thing. That is the good thing, and Kike Hernandez has struck out. That's 2 outs right there. That's probably going to bring up Will Smith next? Is it going to be Will Smith or is it going to be Lux? It might be Lux. I think it's Gavin Lux. Yeah, Lux is up next. Interesting here. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part in terms of speaking on the trade. There's not much to really talk about here because this isn't a huge trade that's going to move the needle for the Ravens. It's just a depth piece that's just going to add to the offense. Now you can just look at the offense and say they got all the weapons in the world. They don't have any lacking depth. They've got depth at running back, especially when they get back. When they finally activate him, because he's on that 21-day list right now, so he should be back soon. When you get Keaton Mitchell back, you've got your depth at running back, you've got your depth at tight end, you've got your depth now at wide receiver, you've got your depth when it comes to the weapons. It's as simple as that. But now with Diontae Johnson, you got your depth at your wide receiver crew, so you're good for weapons, and that's gonna end the 6th inning right there. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna have what? We're gonna have Will, Tommy, and Otani coming up next. I know Otani's gonna get hit. Either way, we gotta get out the 6th inning. Hopefully, the game's close. The game's close. That's what you're gonna deal with when it comes to a bullpen game. You're gonna give your opponent a chance to win a game. But Dodgers, I think they're gonna have a couple opportunities to score. Let's see if they can do that for the rest of this game. But offense is pretty much secure. The only thing I would say is get Daniel Falele out of the starting lineup, put Ben Cleveland in. Or if you want, you can put Andrew Voorhees at left tackle. You move Patrick McCarry. You put Andrew Voorhees at left guard. You move Patrick McCarry and make him right guard, and you're good. You can have a lineup of Stanley, Voorhees, Linderbaum, McCarry, and Rosengarten, and I think you'd be fine. If you don't trust Ben Cleveland that badly, put Voorhees back in, and move McCarry from left to right guard, and I think you'll be fine. But Falele's just got to go. He's not up to it, man. He's got to go. He absolutely has to go. But other than that, the offense is pretty much settled. Now you really have to press for the defense. You've got to press for the defense because if you can press for the defense, you're going to be in a good position to get something. If you can get a safety and a pass rusher, EDC can sit back. I'm telling you, if EDC pulls off a trade deadline where he gets a receiver, a pass rusher, and a safety, EDC's cooked. I'm not cooked. He's done. He's cooked. He's not cooked like that, but he's cooked. He's made a fantastic meal. If he can pull off that, there is no qualms with him. If EDC gets a wide receiver, a safety, and a pass rusher, EDC can sit back, relax, and know that whatever this team does is not on him. He did his job. If EDC pulls this off, he did his job. Now all that's left is to see what Harbaugh's going to do. And in my opinion, I'm going to look at Steve now. Because EDC is not firing his neighbor. We know that. He's not. So if EDC pulls this off, If Eric DeCosta pulls this off, gets a wide receiver, a pass rusher, and a safety, he's done his job. He can relax. Nobody's going to have a negative comment to say with him. At that point, it's now about John Harbaugh. Go coach this team to a Super Bowl. And if you can't, now it's time to see if Steve really cares about winning a championship or if he's only about the money. Because if EDC pulls this off and Harbaugh can't win with this team, Harbaugh needs to go. And if Steve's not willing to fire him, it showcases that Steve does not care about winning a championship. He only cares about making money. So it comes down to that. It comes down to that. It comes down to that. But we'll see. We'll have to see. I'm going to read some of the comments here. Take it from a Steelers fan. Diontae is a terrific route runner, but he has really, really bad drops, but you should be used to that. We're used to that. As long as he can make some catches here and there, we'll be fine. You know, surprisingly, I've seen a lot of Panthers fans say, yeah, he had drops with the Steelers, but he hasn't really had drops with the Panthers like that. So I don't know if it's a situation where he just was not willing to catch the ball from Kenny Pickett as opposed to making these catches with Andy Dalton. I don't know. He's been good for the Panthers, and he hasn't been dropping passes there, but it is what it is. I expect him to have some drops. Receivers are going to have drops here and there. It is what it is. This can go from bad. This could go from bad to worse for the Cowboys. Not only with this, but I think the Steelers are like 3 games away from breaking the Cowboys' records for most winning season in the NFL. I don't care what's happening with the Cowboys or the Steelers. I really don't. Yeah, they do just need a secondary. They need a safety, they need a pass rusher. Welcome Diontae, now go for a defensive guy. They have to. They didn't lose anything. They got this man for free. Go get a defensive player. You have the package to do it. And that's another home run for the Yankees. I hate bullpen games. You can tell the Yankees are going to get their win here. The Yankees are going to get their 1 win in the World Series. Dodgers are going to go back to LA, beat the crap out of this team, and win the World Series in 5. Because once you put Yamamoto out there, they're not getting this. We know once Yamamoto comes out here, they're not getting these home runs. It's a bullpen game. Go get your free win, Yankees. At least you're not going to lose in front of your crowd. You'll lose in Game 5 in LA. It don't matter to me. I'd rather win in front of the home crowd than win in New York and have them pelt us and throw a bunch of trash on the field and boo as we celebrate our championship. But again, there's still plenty of time. But the bullpen is the bullpen. These guys stink for a reason. Well, they don't stink, but they're the bullpen for a reason. You don't put these guys out there to go do things. Yamamoto's not playing. He's resting. He'll be back for Game 5. Jack's not out there. He's resting as well. Bueller's not out there. He's resting. You already know what you're getting from a bullpen game. It is what it is. Let Simpson drop in coverage. Rose should just be the pass. He should just rush the passer. Ravens need a corner and a pass rush. We've been saying this for weeks now, Ali. They're not going to listen. It is what it is, bro. We've been saying for weeks now. Just let Rowe rush the passer and let Simpson drop in coverage. They don't listen. That's a Zach Orr problem, but it is what it is. How do you think Todd Monken will use Diontae Johnson? He's going to give him some looks. I think the way he's going to use Diontae Johnson, they're going to use Diontae Johnson the way they like to use Nelson Aguilar. Where they try to throw these passes to the outside numbers one-on-one, where they just have Nelson Aguilar out there as if he's going to make that play. They're going to try that with Diontae Johnson to see how that works. EDC's on the phone as we speak. He better be. Oh, I cannot believe we gave up a freaking homer here. It is what it is. Safety pass rusher, maybe a cornerback. Don't think they're going to get a corner. Take Rowe out of pass coverage, let Simpson cover. We've been saying that for weeks now, man. Kyle needs help, and Roquan does too. Yes, he does. Roquan needs to just rush the passer. Simpson should drop in coverage, and he can get some assistance from Hamilton. Meanwhile, you would have somebody at safety to do their job, which is why you got to go get a safety. As a Broncos fan, good luck to Sunday. Appreciate that, Dakota. Go and get Honey Badger. They might try to. Imagine Cobb with Max Crosby. I don't think Max Crosby's going anywhere. Marshawn Lattimore would be cool. He would, but you would have to make the money work, and I don't think the Ravens can really. They would have to change up a lot of things. Lattimore is actually pretty expensive. They have a better chance getting a Honey Badger, but they have a better chance going out and getting Buda Baker before they would get Marshawn Lattimore. They say they don't want to trade their players, but things change everything. Yeah, they do, but that's a lot of times when you say they don't want to trade their players, that's usually coming from the coach and the GM. When the owner steps in and says he doesn't want to trade his players, 9 times out of 10, that player is not getting traded because the owner wants him here, and there's nothing the GM can do. If the owner says no, they don't end up negotiating. They don't even pick up the phone for that player. We'll have to see. Crosby said he don't want to be around for another rebuild. That's not up to him. If the owner says no, the owner said no. Well, that's great that you got him out, but you gave up a homer. It's still a 2-run game. There's still plenty of time, but giving up a homer when it was a 1-run game, and it was clean too. Oh my God. Dodgers still have a chance here. I don't think it's over. It's going to be similar to game 1. Let's see how this goes down. I say bring back Calais Campbell. He's doing good in Miami. I wouldn't mind bringing back Calais Campbell. I've mentioned him as one of the names. We'll see. Where is Justin Houston? I have no clue. Cam Jordan's an interesting one. Cam Jordan is an interesting one. I don't know if they'd be willing to trade him. Cam Jordan is an interesting one. They could go for him. Yeah, they're not trading Forbes for Max Crosby. You know the Raiders ain't getting that. They don't want Forbes. Probably wouldn't bring Clowney back into the system. He'd still work as a pass rusher. He worked. He was great last year, and he works well alongside Kyle Van Noy. I wouldn't mind it. Jets ain't going nowhere, so they might start their fire sale. They're not doing that. Get Hassan Reddick on a 1-year rental with sauce to sweeten the deal. They're not doing that. The Jets are not trading away anybody this year. I don't see that happening. They spent all that time. They followed everything Aaron Rodgers said. Aaron Rodgers wanted this player, they signed him. Aaron Rodgers wanted that player, they signed him. They got 3 or 4 former Packers on that team because Aaron Rodgers wanted that. He low-key wanted his coach fired. They fired the coach. They did everything Aaron Rodgers wanted. You want Devontae Adams? We trade for Devontae Adams. Even though they stink right now and they're losing football games, the Jets aren't going to trade anybody because they're stuck with this Aaron Rodgers situation. And trading away players and having a fire sale means they admit defeat. They're not doing that. Ravens 4th in the NFL in defensive sacks. Pass rusher is not needed. It's absolutely needed. It's absolutely needed. I would say you probably want to go more for a safety, but don't look at those numbers. They cannot consistently rush the passer. They'll get some moments where they'll get some sacks, but they are not a team that you can trust in key moments to rush the passer. They don't have that go-to guy in the fourth quarter. They don't. Jameis Winston was relatively clean for most of the game. In that game-winning drive, he had opportunity after opportunity to just carve up this defense. In a playoff game against Mahomes, if you don't have that guy as pass rusher, you're not getting to him. They don't have that guy. They don't. So even though they're 4th in the NFL in sacks, they're not touching Mahomes. You have to go get a guy. If not, settle for not touching Mahomes and just hope your secondary can survive it. To be fair, Kenny Pickett was a locker room problem, I've heard. I don't know. Game. Oh yeah, it is. It's a 2-3-2 system, isn't it? Yeah, it's a 2-3-2 system. I forgot about that. It is a 2-3-2 system. 2 at home for the home team, 3 on the road, all 3 straight, and then the last 2 on the road. I completely forgot about that. I appreciate you telling me that. Either way, it doesn't matter. Yamamoto will start game 5, and we ain't going to have to worry. But we still have 3 more innings to try to tie this game up. So I'm not necessarily worried. We're going to have an opportunity here. If we don't get it done tonight, I would assume we'd get it done in game 5. Because a lot of the homers they've had tonight, I know Yamamoto's not giving that up. It's a bullpen game. Yamamoto's not giving up a grand slam. It's just not going to happen. Not on his watch. Jack Flaherty's not giving up a grand slam. Neither is Buehler. It's just not going to happen. It's a bullpen game. It's expected. Let the Yankees get their 1 game, I guess. It is what it is. But, again, we have 3 more innings left. We're not just going to sit back and just pretend like we don't have hitters that could potentially tie this game up. We'll be fine. You got to have a chance here, so you just go with it. But, yeah, I mean, pretty much when you look at this deal, you look at this trade, they gave up a 5th-round pick, got a 6th-round pick back, and then got Diontae Johnson. I don't expect to hear anything. I don't expect to hear anything in regards to the Ravens making a move right now. I think if there's any other splash move that's going to happen for the Ravens, it's going to happen very close to the deadline. You'll be in a situation where you'll hear about that like on a Monday. just before we reach Tuesday for the deadline. So I don't think the Ravens are going to make any specific moves officially. But we'll wait and see. Can he walk? Can he walk? Why did he swing? Why did he swing? How did he? Oh my God, how did he get caught with that? You would have walked. He wasn't going to throw a fastball. Who's up next? Tommy? Okay, Tommy's going to get a hit. Tommy is going to get a hit as he proceeds to get a strike. He'll be fine. He's going to get a hit. Tommy's going to get a hit. It's all good. But yeah, Diontae Johnson doesn't move the needle. It's not anything huge, but it does help solidify the depth. It does help solidify the depth for the Ravens offense, but you got to go make a play and get a defensive player. Sports Illustrated author 7 hours ago called out Ravens to grab Budda Baker. I mean, that's cool. The writers are going to write whatever they want to write. That doesn't mean the Ravens are going to make that type of move. We hear it all the time. I would like for them to go get someone like a Budda Baker. I would like to see them go get someone like a Marshawn Lattimore. Go out and get one of these guys. I'd probably go more towards Budda Baker because you'd probably afford him. Marshawn Lattimore is too expensive. But go and get one of those guys. Okay, Tommy's going to walk. That brings Ohtani up now. Unfortunately, Ohtani just doesn't have the arm. He can still hit, but these are going to be flyouts because he doesn't. I don't think he has the arm strength at this point. You know he has that dislocated shoulder injury he suffered. He can still hit. He's making contact. He's made contact. He's 1 of 3 today. He had got a single. The other 2 are flyouts that went down the field, but he's just not going to be able to hit it out the park. He doesn't have the power. He does not have the power. So, Ohtani coming up, I'm just hopeful he can get a base hit. Let's bring out Mookie. We're going to have 2 more. Let's see if we can get Mookie out here and get Freddie Freeman. Let's see if we can tie this game out or potentially take the lead. But I don't know if Ohtani's going to have the power to hit this out the. Yeah, that's a strike for Ohtani. That's 0-2. But yeah, I mean, I would love for them to go for a Budda Baker. I would love to see a Budda Baker. I would love to see a Marshawn Lattimore in Baltimore, but it's a package deal. Interesting enough, I don't exactly know what they would put together to get somebody like that. What would they put together to go get a Budda Baker? What would they put together to go get a Marshawn Lattimore? It would not be an easy package to really come up with because it feels like you're going to have to give up a player and some draft capital. I was laughing about this earlier today. Earlier today after the Diontae Johnson trade. I was laughing and just thinking to myself, how crazy would it be if the Ravens created a draft package and shipped Marcus Williams back to New Orleans for Marshawn Lattimore? I would be laughing. They said, hey man, thank you for giving us this safety. And then like 2 years later, you know what, you guys can have him back. I thought that'd be funny if they ended up. Imagine them coming up with a trade package and putting Marcus Williams' name there in order to go get Marshawn Lattimore. We'll basically be saying, yeah, we got the wrong safety. We wanted this safety, not that safety. That'd be hilarious. All right, that's 2 balls. He's going to be safe. He's safe. That's a stolen base for Tommy Edman. But yeah, go out. I think the Cardinals is probably a realistic one. I think in terms of me personally, realistic deals, Budda Baker's your realistic deal for safety. Calais Campbell and Jadeveon Clowney are probably a realistic picks for somebody to bring in for your pass rush. You think we need somebody for our O-line? They're not going to trade for an offensive lineman, and I don't think you can really look for that guy that you could really get right now. Teams need offensive linemen. Ohtani, okay, this is bases loaded. They might walk Ohtani here. They might legitimately walk Ohtani. I'll take that with 1 out. That means Mookie and Freddie can come up and potentially change this game. Damn it, Weaver's coming in. Why is Weaver coming in? Weaver's coming in. We're not getting crap if he gets out here. Foul. But I wouldn't mind seeing them go get someone for our O-line. But again, I think the biggest issue with the O-line can be fixed here if you just take Falele out. If you have an offensive line, well, either one or two things. You either have an O-line where you have, actually three. You can have an O-line where the starters are Stanley, Voorhees, Linderbaum, Cleveland, Rosengard. Or you can have an offensive lineup of Stanley, Macari, Linderbaum, Cleveland, and Rosengard. Or I think the realistic one that you'll get. No, Ohtani swung. The most realistic one of this could be, because they really like Macari out there, I could see them just putting in Voorhees back and then taking out Falele and moving Macari from left guard to right guard. So I think an O-line, oh, that was going to be a strike no matter how you looked at it. Nah, that's a slider. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Ohtani shouldn't have reached for that one. But you could have an offensive line where you have Stanley, Voorhees, Linderbaum, Macari, Rosengard, and I think to be fine. I think Falele really hurts this team at O-line. I think he's the biggest issue. It's not the strongest offensive line, but I'd be more comfortable if Falele was out of the lineup, because if you look at the film, he's not doing well. They hide him. Monken's been doing a great job hiding Falele. So it'd be great if they would take him out. So I don't think they would go for someone like these. Like, I don't think they'd go for an offensive lineman. I think before you even do that, you've got to fix the safety situation. You got to fix the pass rushing situation. O-line would be very last on that list if they even wanted to attempt that. But no one's going to make 4 trades in the trade deadline. I think at best you can get 2. I want to see if the Ravens can pull off a triple trade, where you get yourself a receiver, you get yourself a pass rusher, and you get yourself a safety. EDC pulls that off, he can relax for the rest of the year. He's done his job. Now at least it comes down to Harbaugh getting this team to a Super Bowl. I'm worried about the interior O-line versus teams with good D-lines like the Steelers and Chiefs. I do worry about that. Because we'll see at times they'll get beat. I'm worried about the O-line, period, because they're going to get smoked versus the Chiefs and the Steelers. Unfortunately, there's no trade you can make that's going to fix this O-line. You replaced 3 guys from last year. There's no fix. You're stuck with this O-line. The best you can do is switch it up. That's why I said take out Falele and switch it up. Either you put Ben Cleveland in at right guard and you start Voorhees at left guard. You start Voorhees at left guard, or you keep Macari at left guard. Or you just take Macari from left guard, put him at right guard, and you put Voorhees in. Those are your options. But you've got to get Falele out. That's my opinion. That's the best possible offensive lineup you could have. You take Falele out and you mix and match things. But this is the O-line you're going to get. So we'll be worried. There's nothing we can really do about it. You can't make any major changes to this O-line right now. Because you're not about to trade for 3 different offensive linemen. Be like, okay, we know Stanley's great. We know Linderbaum's great. Rosenberg's been great. Let's see, not even 3, but 2. Let's see if we can get 2. Let's see if we can get a left guard or right guard that's top tier. You're not going to get that in the trade deadline. You're not. Your best chances is to go after a pass rusher or a safety. Those are your options. Let's hope they feed Derrick Henry. Honestly, I'm watching them. It feels like some games they want to feed Derrick Henry, and other games they want to save him for the postseason. I don't like that aspect of play, especially without Keaton Mitchell there. I understand if they want to do that if Keaton Mitchell's not there. But Keaton Mitchell, he's not ready yet. I understand. If you want to do that because Keaton Mitchell is there and you can utilize him, fine. But he's not ready yet. Until Keaton Mitchell's ready, I don't think you should be giving Derrick Henry 11 carries in a game. You shouldn't. You should not be doing that. All right, Mookie, let's see if you can get on base. We've got 2 more chances after this, the 8th and the 9th inning, but you've got Tommy Edman at second. You can get on base. We can get a base hit here, and then we can go from there. Maybe Tommy can get to third. It's going to be close. If we can get Freddie back on there, I think we can do something. But, yeah, it feels like some games they want to use Derrick Henry, some games they don't want to use Derrick Henry. And it can be frustrating because you're sitting there thinking to yourself, man, you have Derrick Henry. Run the ball with them 20-plus times, and then they'll finish a game where they give him 13 carries for no reason. It's frustrating, it's annoying, but it's what the Ravens love to do. If they're saving him for the playoffs, they're risking it. That's a foul. They're risking it, man. They're absolutely risking it. It is what it is, though. But, yeah, I think your 2 best options, get a pass rusher, get a safety. For the safety position, look at a Budda Baker. That would be my number 1 choice to go get because I think you can get him on an affordable deal within the trade. You can make it work. You can restructure some contracts and make it work with Budda Baker. In terms of That's strike two. In terms of a pass rusher or somebody to help the interior defensive line, you go look at Calais Campbell. You go look at a Jadeveon Clowney. You go look at who else did I say? I didn't say not Zarius Smith. Oh, okay. No, swing. I'm trying to think. I said one last person. I don't remember who I said. It was Calais Campbell, Jadeveon Clowney. Man, I'm trying to think of the last person I said. As I watch to see if Mookie can get on base here. And that's going to end the 7th inning. That's strike 3. Damn it. We got 2 innings left. I still got plenty of time, but plenty of opportunities there. But, man, Freddie's going to start things off here. We'll see. I can't remember the other person I definitely said. Because I said to go get like a Jadeveon Clowney. But I did say one more person. Not as a Darius Smith. I can't remember the other person I said. I would love a Calais Campbell reunion as long as we can swing on edge too. Yeah, we could. We got Queen and y'all got Diontae. I guess we're even. I guess? But I mean, you got Queen straight from Baltimore. We got Diontae fresh out of Carolina. Ah, man. Let me see. I can't even remember. I said someone else. Ooh. Oh, well, I cannot remember who I said. I know it said someone other than Jadeveon Clowney for a pass rusher, but I can't remember who I said. Unless it really was a Darius Smith. Nah, I don't know. Either way, the Ravens will have options to look at. They absolutely will have options to look at. And it comes down to them making the move. It really comes down to them making the move. And I don't know. It's up to EDC. I hope he's on the phone. Excuse me. I hope he's on the phone. I hope he's absolutely on the phone making calls and trying to get something done. I don't expect anything to get done today. I don't expect anything to get done tomorrow or even within the next few days. I think it's going to be more towards the deadline where you see a potential move. Do you think Hamilton threw that game-winning interception moment on Sunday? Still don't believe he. No, these players are not going out there. An all-pro safety did not go out there and purposely throw a game. He did not. Let's just stop. Let's stop with the speculations. He did not go out there and throw that game-winning interception. He did not go there. He did not purposely throw the game. Let's not even try to pretend that. That man literally was heartbroken after dropping that pass and didn't speak to the media after the game. He did not throw the game. He did not. If you want to say Eddie Jackson threw the game, that's a different conversation. Because Buddy was too busy arguing after the game with fans, and someone hit him up on social media, and he's over here talking about how he's going to slap him. So that's a different conversation. But no, our all-pro safety that has to cover up for the mistakes of the entire safety group did not go out there and purposely throw the game. He did not do that. Let's not disrespect him like that. Diontae Johnson will help with 11 personnel. Yeah, he absolutely will because he can get separation and he does well with man coverage. He can beat man coverage consistently. He can beat man coverage consistently. And that's what he's going to help out. That is what he's going to help out with. I saw somebody say, oh, these commercials. I want to see. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, I see it. Oh, okay. So Julius Randle suffered an injury, but he's back with the bench. All right, cool. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what the Ravens' next move is. I would hope it's a safety or pass rusher. I'd go after Buda Baker. I would go after Jadeveon Clowney. Man, I really wish I remembered who I said. Really wish I remembered who I said, because there was another person I said at pass rusher that I wouldn't mind taking. It wasn't Max Crosby or Darius Smith. Oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, Ravens, it's up to EDC, man. You go make a move, and then at that point, you got to fix the coaching issue. No, I didn't say Chase Young, and I don't think Chase Young would be a good fit with this defense. I wouldn't want Chase Young. I don't think Chase Young would fit well with this defense. He wouldn't be that go-to guy at pass rusher. I just wouldn't. I've seen him at times with the Niners. It don't look good sometimes. I don't think he'd be the guy we're looking for. I don't think he'd be the guy we're looking for. So, no, I wouldn't want Chase Young. But either way, we know what the Ravens need to focus on. Pass rusher, safety. They focus on those two things. They should be able to get at least one of them. Clowney would be the number one option to look for pass rusher, and I say Buda Baker's the number one option to look for at safety. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, I've been here for an hour. I'm going to continue to watch the World Series. We got about 2 innings left. Got to see how this is going to turn out. Hopefully, the Dodgers can come back and win this, but it looks like the Yankees are going to get their first win of this series, which is fine. It's a bullpen game. I'm not worried. When Yamamoto comes back in Game 5, we ain't going to have a problem with this. The secondary all need to practice catching. We need more than one person getting an interception. I'm sure they're practicing catching. They've been doing that all season. They practice catching during training camp. They practice catching in the offseason. They practice catching during mandatory minicamp. They practice catching during the training camp. They practice catching in practice every week. You can practice catch as much as you want. When it comes to game time, if you're not executing, none of that practice is going to matter. I'm not going to just assume that the Ravens have not been practicing catching the football. They have. They're just not executing in the games. The opportunities are there. They're just not catching the ball. You could get them on that jugs machine all you want. Are they going to get a game time? I don't think the Ravens have just been sitting down doing absolutely nothing and not practicing these catching drills for them. I think they have been. They're just not executing on the field. I just think that's how it's been. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. And Judge is getting out. That's a fly out for Judge. It's 1 inning. Not 1 inning. That's 1 out. Let's get 2 more. I'm sure Brady and Kane would make those interceptions. Probably, but they're not going to put in young players. They're just not. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. It is what it is, though. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here for today. Ravens trade for Diontae Johnson. We will see what other moves the Ravens will be making in the coming days. You know, we've got a week. We've got a week. We have got a week. We've got a week. And that is the second out here. 2 outs. 1 more, and we can get to the 8th inning. We got to see what the Dodgers will do. They're going to have 2 more chances to try to tie this game up. We'll have to see how things go. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to end it here, guys. I am going to end it here. We'll see what the Ravens do. We'll see what EDC does. You have a week until the deadline hits because the deadline is Tuesday at 4 p.m. So next Tuesday at 4 p.m., we'll see if the Ravens have already made another move, and hopefully they do. If the only move they make in the trade deadline is to trade for Diontae Johnson, that's when we're going to come back here and talk about EDC, because that's a problem. You've got to go get a safety in the pass rusher. You've got to make more than one move, and it's needed. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to watch the rest of this World Series. I just wanted to get my thoughts out about Diontae Johnson and speak about what the Ravens need to do next. We'll go from there. I'm pretty sure probably tomorrow is going to have to be... Tomorrow is going to have to be when I do my State of the AFC North. Either it's going to be a video or a live stream. I'll figure it out. But tomorrow I'm going to talk about the State of the AFC North. And then from there, we'll probably get ready for the Broncos game, and we'll talk about that. Man, time's going by fast, man. You don't even feel a week like that anymore. Week just goes by fast. Tuesday's pretty much done. Wednesday's almost here. And next thing you know, it's going to be Thursday. And next thing you know, it's going to be Sunday. And we'll be back at it with the Ravens. That's 3. All right, break 8th inning. We got 2 more chances, guys. 2 more chances to try to steal this game and win the World Series tonight. Let's see what we can do. Freddie Freeman up at bat next. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Be sure to stay safe. Peace out.